crazy breaking news story from October the 27th, 2025, yesterday. It says the Gardaí arrest a man after a tense early morning gun standoff in Navan, County Meath. This one gets sinister quite quickly. The ERU was called in after a man was held up at a creche, okay? He was holed up at a creche in Navan, County Meath. So he locked himself into a creche. Now, was there kids in this creche? It's a Monday. It was late enough, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. So what does that mean? Okay, does that mean he was trying to kill kids? Was he trying to murder people? Who the hell knows? I don't know, guys. We don't know. They haven't released that information yet. But I will give you the information in this article. So shout out to the Irish Mirror. They're the only people that actually reported on the City West sexual assault of that 10-year-old girl by the illegal immigrant at the iPass Centre who was a security guard who should have been deported 8 months ago. They were the only people that actually reported on that, which is crazy because every other news story just ignored it. So the unit later arrested a man and seized a replica shotgun. So it was like a shotgun, but it was an imitation firearm. Sources tell us the siege incident lasted several hours, I believe 6 hours, and only came to an end when armed members of the Garda Síochána response unit confronted the man in the back garden of the creche in Navan. We also understand that a replica double-barrel shotgun was seized at the incident. I don't know what replica means. I think they mean like an airsoft gun. We used to play it with airsoft guns when we were teenagers, like 15 and shit. So I think that's what they mean. Or does he mean like an actual double-barrel shotgun, but it's like a replica, it's like a different kind of gun? I'm not really sure, guys. I don't know. Who the hell knows? The drama began at 7 a.m. when Gardaí became aware of an adult male was holed up at the business premises in the Flower Hill area of the town. He was also posting videos that later began to circulate on social media. What? I didn't see any of those videos. Jeez, that's crazy. I would have loved to show you guys some of the videos, but I looked everywhere for the footage of this and there was nothing. Gardaí rushed to the scene and officers quickly called in the force's armed response unit, as well as the emergency response unit. Okay, so there's two different units. The emergency response unit is more elite than the armed response unit, okay, which is trained to deal with sieges or what the force calls barricade incidents. And I have pictures popping up here, guys, showing you this stuff, but crazy stuff. Gardaí also requested a media blackout during the incident. I don't know what that means. What is a media blackout? Does that mean that I think that means that the mainstream media doesn't report on it. Okay, so like, you know, Irish Independent, you know, any of these news platforms doesn't report on it. But they don't report on this kind of stuff anyways. Like if this is a white guy, maybe they report on it. But if he was like of any other background or descent, okay, Middle Eastern, whatever, North African, they wouldn't report on it. So it's hilarious to me, okay? We need a media blackout. They already have a media blackout. 99% of these attacks, shootings, stabbings, sexual assaults, there's already a media blackout. You don't even need to request that. It's so stupid. Like the force negotiator, okay, so the hostage negotiator, was called in before ERU officers, including one holding a ballistics shield, rushed into the garden off the business and arrested the man. Nobody was injured in the incident, and I understand that a replica firearm was seized at the scene. Gardaí confirmed the incident ended peacefully. Well, of course it ended peacefully. The guy didn't have a gun. Like, if he had a real gun, then they would have just shot him. And let's be honest, guys, like, if you're running around with a gun, you probably should be shot by the police. Like, let's call it how it is. And if you're running around with a knife, if you're an illegal immigrant, you know, shoot on sight, I say. If you're one of the local Irish lads and you have a knife or a gun, probably shoot on sight, lads. Like, I don't want a country that has any crime, whether it's local or immigrant crime. You know, we shouldn't have any crimes whatsoever. It's crazy stuff. Some crazy pictures, you know, you can see they have the tape around the house and they have ballistic shields. I mean, the Gardaí look crazy. Like with these, they look proper, like militaristic. You know, I've never seen actually the Gardaí look like this. This is very recent stuff. Your man here has like the AR-15 platform with the flipping silencer and the laser scope, the IR laser, which is just bizarre. Like I'm sure they probably thought that it might last into the night, but just crazy. But this is a female officer as well, so like they really brought in the flipping a team for this one, guys. They really brought in a lot of people for this one, which of course somebody with a gun is serious incident. He can kill a bunch of people, can kill kids in a creche, so definitely have to be very aware of that kind of stuff. So then yesterday, the exact same day, 27th of October, we have another crazy attack here. A man never made it home to his daughter and grandson after a savage Dublin Park attack. So it says Robert Larkin was left with extensive head injuries and multiple brain bleeds after he was brutally assaulted earlier this week. It says the daughter of a man who was fighting for his life following a brutal attack in the Dublin Park has made an impassable plea for witnesses to come forward, stating somebody saw something. Robert Speedy Larkin was savagely beaten in Fairview Park around 6 p.m. last Wednesday, and he remains in intensive care at the ICU in Beaumont Hospital. He's sustained severe head injuries and multiple brain bleeds and facial injuries. His injuries were so severe, his daughter Leah Murray didn't recognize him and doctors brought him to his bedside. Dad's recovery is very complicated because he also has AVM, which is entanglement of abnormal blood vessels, connected arteries and veins in the brain. Wow, unbelievable. When he was diagnosed with this 10 years ago, medics warned him with any sort of trauma to the head could be fatal. So this is like a double attack. So he already had a physical illness with the blood vessels in his head, and now these people attacked him. He was attacked in Fairview Park, so we don't know by who, we don't know how many people did it, but we have seen that there's been a number of attacks in that park, and another man was attacked by teenagers. We don't know if it's the same people that done it to him. So there's teenagers running around Dublin. Like I said, guys, we have all these foreigners being shipped in here. They're sexually assaulting the kids, they're killing people, they're murdering people, elderly, from God knows where. We have our own teenagers now. These guys are part of gangs. They're just looking for a reason to kill people, hurt people, beat people up. And of course, we have the flipping bourgeoisie, the rich people in the financial crime. Okay, BlackRock, all these guys. Like, this is all the crime we have in this country. We have the corruption, obviously, of the Gardaí Síochána as well. That's a massive one. You can hear from John Wilson talking about it on social media quite a bit. We have vast amounts of corruption in this country and crime, and it needs to be cracked down on. I mean, is anyone doing anything about this? Is there any Garda patrols in this area? Like, is there any police that are monitoring this area? I hope so. Like, I would put armed police in this area, because if there's 4 or 5 guys, how is 1 or 2 Gardaí going to stop these teenagers? She said, this isn't an assault or an attack, this is an attempted murder, because I know for a fact he would have told them about his head. The right side of his head is more damaged, so he'll probably be unconscious, and they were still kicking him in that side of the head. We don't know what this has done to him after he's taken off sedation. God, this is just unbelievable. So they're examining CCTV footage, shows that he was in Eastwall visiting his friend before he decided to walk home. It's a busy park. People would have had to see what happened to him. Nobody intervenes now because it's so dangerous. If you do intervene and flip and choke somebody out and they happen to be 16 years old or whatever, and you accidentally hurt them, kill them, whatever, then you're going to go to jail. So not only can we not protect our own people, if we try and do that, you flip and go to jail for it. Like, it's just bizarre stuff. I mean, the country's a shambles. A fiasco what's happening in this country, honestly. It's just... And the left are voting for this. The left want people to be untrained. They want millions of people to flood into the country. They want, these kids to have no future. There's no future for any of these Dublin kids as well. So it's a bizarre case. They're just leading this life of crime and gang violence. So it just gets worse and worse. Lastly, we have an actual patriotic man asking Niall Collins TD about the City West incident. So this is like a follow-up, because we really haven't heard anything about the City West incident. Like, has your man been charged with any of the crimes? I know he was in court, but I don't think we actually got his conviction, what actually happened to him, where he's being held. Like, what's the holdup of that, guys? Like, the public should know day by day, hour by hour, what's happening with this case. Are these guys that are criminals being dealt with accordingly? But nothing happens. We're all in the dark. A media blackout, one could call it, okay?
Well, yeah, we are, yeah. So do you have any comments on what happened to that 10-year-old girl in City West? Because we need an investigation into Tusla. Yeah. We need to know what's going on here. I don't want to be jumping on here or anything. But
there's a Garda investigation, as you know, and as I understand, I think the minister's ordered Tuesday to give her a report on it as well. So I think there's going to be. I don't know the specifics of it, but it's horrendous. Yeah.
Sorry, what's your name again?
Niall Collins.
Niall Collins. Yeah. Sorry, Philip. I'm good with faces, terrible with names. Yeah. But we just need to get people in to that committee at the Oireachtas and answer questions. Last year, 37 children went missing under state care. Tusla this year paid €7 million to known fraudsters, Ideal Care Limited.
Right.
They gave them €7 million, and they were being investigated in the UK.
Okay.
They faked vetting forms to get to children, to vulnerable children.
What you should do is, if you send the secretariat of the
Sorry, I hope you're out of the video, by the way.
You're great.
It's just audio.
Send the secretariat an email.
All right.
And ask to appear before the committee.
Okay.
They get into collaboration with you then. All right.
We just need answers, Niall. So yeah, just don't let the children down, please. That's all I ask, Niall. I appreciate your time, Niall. And thank you.
Yeah. So how are we going to get a resolvement or some answers about this 10-year-old getting attacked? Send an email. That seems pretty nice. Send an email. No, guys, that's bullshit. That doesn't do anything. Emailing isn't going to do anything. We're way past the days of formalities. We need answers quickly, okay? There needs to be answers quickly to this case. What the hell is going on? It's been a full week now, nearly, okay? What's happened? Do we have answers about the Somalian guy that stabbed 150 times, trying to gouge his eyes out? The Ukrainian kid? Do we have any answers about anything? Bizarre situation. They don't care, guys. They just care about the paycheck. Let's be honest, like, most people in this country just care about the paycheck. Like, it's bizarre, guys. The amount of money they can earn is equivalent to what they actually care for in this country. You know, if they were earning 10 million euro doing OnlyFans or whatever, they would do it as well. They don't care. It's just follow the money, but they don't care. So that's your TDs, guys. Let me know your thoughts if you want to support me so I can help support you guys push back against the mainstream media. Hit the join link underneath the video, become a member, loads of unblocked videos there, and I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace.